Hello, fellow weeps. Welcome to the stream. My name is Abitsi9, we're playing more Eternal Strands. And later, Elden Ring Night Rain. Yes. Maybe. Apparently, people are struggling to get in. So, maybe we're not playing it at all. We'll see. Oh well. How's it going, Saya? How's life? Let's go.
If you're interrupting my petition reading time, I hope you're bringing me some good news.
Nothing but. The way's clear for the scouts to start retrieving those supplies.
Anything to add, Arakim?
I'm shaken to my core by the revelation that one can achieve things without forms signed in triplicate.
Interesting. I won't argue with success, especially when it keeps our people going. Bryn, since you've proven yourself useful, I've considered the ways in which you can assist us further. We'll need Isla's help for this next step, though.
Oh, we're all on a first-name basis with her, are we?
I should hope so, yes.
As it turns out, I'm actually in the middle of helping her with something. I'll come find you when she's free.
Good to know. Don't let her do anything dangerous, please.
It's actually quite dangerous. She's got a surprising thirst for excitement.
I never expected her to be such a rebel. Who knew?
Oh, I've never seen that side of her before. What are you helping her with?
We're doing some discreet research.
I'm going to assume that the Eye hasn't been looped in on it, then.
You'd be correct. And I'm sure he won't be?
That would be counterproductive. And I think she would be upset by that. Regardless, I will refrain from moving forward with my plans until she's free. Do let me know when you're done helping her.
Cool. Interdiction complete. Hello, Echo. How goes it?
I recall there was something you wanted, yes? I suppose there's time to tackle it now.
I was hoping you could help me with an investigation. I'm looking for some missing scries.
Have you lost yours somehow?
No, but I have a lead on a shipment that went missing right around the surge. I was hoping you could ask around the Hearthsider homesteads to see if anyone was working the caravans when the veil went up.
Ah, and this is related to Arakim making a mess of our records, I assume.
Yes?
Very well. I will ask around as a favor to you, Bryn.
What's on the table, Echo? Everyone's lost.
I hear you've been accessing our supply caches in the underworks.
Not exactly. I've just been clearing the way for the scouts, as per the Axel's request. She says you've been short on supplies for quite some time.
What's on the menu?
There's no problem at all. Assuming you're telling the truth, that is.
No reason to lie. My band's work with the Axel benefits all of us. She gives us knowledge, and we help out everywhere we can. Win-win.
In time, your true intentions will reveal themselves. And first impressions have not served you well.
Well, I bought Blade Runner today for $2.49, I think, and the mini episodes of To the Moon for €1 each. So that was a good haul. To the Moon is great. You guys should play To the Moon.
I think we can call that as close as we're going to get.
I agree. But good news, Arik. It's likely your caravan didn't leave.
You're sure?
Reasonably. We know which caravan was carrying a sealed case of two scries from the Keep records.
There's no log of it departing, and the logs were quite consistent after the surge.
And the Axel had several older drovers who told stories of caravans that lost control of their beasts in the panic. More than a few, sadly, pitched their entire
love that
caravan into the
website.
newly formed fissure in the lower city.
The runners
So
would have
useful.
recovered anything that important years ago were it still by the gate.
Suggesting the scries might have gone over the edge. Bryn, I hate to ask, but
I can take a look. Absolutely.
just be careful. The tangles get thick down there.
It's such a useful website, such a useful tool. It's not always super accurate to how I play games, but it's awesome to have any reference. That's the wrong guy. I have new weapons and I'm testing them out, okay guys? I didn't suddenly get extremely bad at this game. I didn't say they were bad. I said I was testing them. No, because I'm using the special attack then. I'm trying to see if I can kill them without using an element, but I can't.
Should be close to where the scry-carrying caravan might have gone over the edge.
I'll have a look. Good news, Eric.
I can see. That's quite possibly our lost scries.
Will you be able to retrieve it?
Now that we've identified it, yes. I can't believe we actually did it. It's been a pleasure working with your band. If we could match the drive and efficiency you all show, this place would be fixed in months.
You've been a support since we met, Arakim. I'm happy to work with you, especially if it helps us recover lost treasures.
We make a good team, Bryn. I'll get the runners on hauling that crate up and let you know when I know more.
Ugh. This treatise on Tarzan governance is a complete slog.
Something's been bothering me about the loom gates.
You're going to ask how I got to your camp without connecting you to Cassidon's.
Yes. I've been reconnecting all the gates as I discover them.
We developed a way to move through the gates without a permanent connection. When Asylum activated, it severed every loom gate, cut off the Surgeborn, which gave us a huge edge. But the scouts needed to move around without opening paths for them. So, the High Enchanter did their thing.
Is that why the hold's still cut off from the other gates?
It took a lot to convince the Council to even allow a connection here.
Oh, so there's a lore reason why I can't do it.
Teams are already working on the recovery of that chest you found.
Think we'll get lucky and it'll be the scries?
I'm allowing myself a glimmer of hope. All the research we did says it's possible. My teams have started to deploy with the recovered gear from the Institute, like a pebble starting a rock slide. Each team's able to clear more, recover more, and with that gear, we send more teams. Only downside is that the Eyes got us on a priority hunt for some really esoteric resources. True to form, he won't tell us why. Just, you'll be informed of the purpose when the time is correct, Arik.
Sola and I suspect he has some kind of arrangement with Seth as well. The Eye's clearly moving on something.
Is that so? Huh. I'll keep my horns in the air and see what the wind whispers. Regardless, we'll do the best we can. And thanks to you, we've got a fighting chance now.
Of course it stinks to me. No one else does anything. So guys, any hope for tonight? You guys think we're gonna get a connection to play Elden Ring, or not really? That's too much. Yeah, I know. It's a network test, it's not a demo. That's why there are specific times for it, right? So you can concentrate the people on that all on the same schedule, so you can actually stress the stuff. I think I have a great guide for this game now. It says to get this item, you should try to kill the four-legged enemies. But since the game tells you it's any of them, there are some of the other ones here. Well, if you're recommending a specific type of enemy, why not tell me where to find that specific type of enemy? Like, really? Hello, Trejo. How are you? A little bit of Strands, a little bit of Elden Ring, we'll see. I did get into it. I shared it on Discord, like, on Monday. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, got in. We were talking about this last night, though. Remember? I was like, oh, I don't think I want to be awake for this. For the first, Fuck off. Did you guys take a look at the video I shared with 10 minutes of, that game whose name I haven't learned yet? Oh, you should watch it.
This area is referred to only as the depths. Looks like it was hit hard by the surge.
It's 10 minutes of gameplay, a boss fight. I thought it was very neat. Am I though? Sometimes I'm a neat freak. Oh, what did they kill?
Ark of the Wintertide. They use sheets of ice as armor. Just be aware they will reform it.
He's already trying to pick a fight? I'm standing so far away from him.
The Western Circuit of Music. Easy to get lost in the Institute's intricate halls.
Hey, I jumped. Holy shit, did he just knee on me? He did. Wow. I think this is not going to go very well. Hello, sir. Where can I find your other weak spots? Would you mind helping me find out? This is a lower strike. Can we drink the potion? Thank you. I burn the song or not? Do I have to hit it? I guess I just have to. I don't like it. Come on, I got teleported to his fucking hands. Zero. How's it going, Melty? I really dislike this. I always feel like I'm teleported to his hand. I need to move more than would be normal. Oh. Come on. You certainly could. I'm stuck here.
That frost brand will be useful.
Face down in the mud, just like you deserve.
For a sealant. Woodproof jigs for piping, such it looks like. seal on this paperwork looks exactly like the water wheel symbol Seb and the Eye both wear. Definitely the right place.
I gotta be paying attention to the time. So now we do try Elden Ring.
Some kind of liquid flow control valves. Complicated.
I don't think I've seen any of the enemies that I need from that ship.
Tarzan mercantile markings on this crate. Sev's from Tarza.
Okay. Guess we're done here. Since we haven't explored the rest of the map, let's go with that.
That's as far as I can push the scry.
Yeah.
This must...
I don't see any hammers left on the map though. There's still a place I haven't been.
be the condensing chamber.
It could be right where I am. Is it proceed? Good? Okay. Good? Sure looks like it. Okay, how to get to the dark water cistern? There? That looks like a winner. Oh, there's a gate. Yep, I see the last
The dark water cistern. We could imagine there are many pools like this deeper into the underworks. Okay, seems good. 6 out of 6. Let's get out of here. Blow my nose.
Damn, that's a cool power. Isn't it? I like it.
So, Norians.
I've been digging. The Tarzan trading company that shipped the crates you found was the lead I needed. The Norians were experts in water storage and conveyance, and active before the surge, but disappeared shortly thereafter. Or rather, they wanted to disappear and subsumed their identities into a series of careful fronts, cover names, and the like. Thankfully, the trade record you found led to a whole web of associations, many of whom have had dealings with my family.
How did you get logs of your own family's accounts, anyway?
I stole them.
Really?
Oh yes, detailed transactions from private ledgers. No one quite sure if you made copies or where they're hidden if you did. Better than bodyguards when it comes to ensuring one's safety. I did not leave my family under the best auspicious.
Do you have any idea why they decided to hide?
Purely conjecture, but let's look at the evidence. We know from Sev's ring that the Norians are still around today.
It could be a trinket, or hand-me-down. But you're right that his behavior with the eye suggests they're associated.
Exactly. Now consider the Order's secretive nature. Combined, I would speculate that the Norians used the surge as leverage to become a power behind the thrones. Take a nation that used magic to keep the water flowing, face it with disaster and drought. What kind of deals might a group of desperate rulers be willing to make, do you think?
But monarchs wouldn't want anything that undercuts their authority or power to slip out to the populace.
As I said, pure conjecture, but if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck...
How is the Norian Order related to Tarza?
As I'm sure you know, Tarza is an amalgam of numerous desert kingdoms. Before the surge, Tarza had grown reliant on the same weather control enchantments that were used in Judea. After the surge, both nations suffered greatly. Tarza in particular was struck with savage droughts.
Meaning folks, like the Norians, who specialize in water, had essential skills and knowledge.
I expect they were critical in keeping Tarza's many cities alive at all, a position that would afford them considerable influence.
What did you find out about the Norians before the surge?
They seemed a somewhat innocuous guild of specialists, traded under different names even then, making them a bit hard to track. But as far as I could tell, they mostly dealt in water.
Dealt, meaning what in this context?
Aqueducts, reservoirs, wells, you name it. If it stored, gathered, extracted, or moved water, they were involved.
That explains the complicated valve I found underground.
Absolutely. They had specialized knowledge, which I assume is why the Enclave contracted them. Gas, such as raw magic, is a fluid after all.
Knowing what we know now, what do we do about Sev?
I believe we can say for sure that he and the Eye are somehow related through this Norian organization. From Sev's visits to the Hold, I imagine they're working together on something, but I'm not sure exactly what else to do with that information.
I gave Sev some help collecting materials. He's definitely working on some kind of project. He asked me to trust him. Maybe it's time to ask for that favor in return.
A good idea. Speak to Sola first, though. I've updated her, and she might have some ideas on how best to confront him.
Thanks for your help, Lane.
It's no trouble at all. This is what I do, and I rather enjoy it.
feel the same way. Oh, no.
If that doesn't keep you safe, I don't know what will. That's an intimidating silhouette.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Don't forget to block. A delicate tool for precision work. Wield it well.
I think the best thing games ever did
If that doesn't keep you safe,
was
I don't know what will.
hiding the Face armor. Would you like to look like shit? Why, yes. Yes, I would. I would love it.
Worse than materials, I'd say. Sev. What are we going to do with you?
You know him better than me. Can we trust him?
I hope so. But it's pretty obvious Sev is being pressured by the Eye due to their Norian connection. And I do not trust him. Anyway, what did you learn from helping Sev?
He's either constructing or repairing something that requires exotic materials.
As I said, it reminded me of how he fixed the gate in the Hollow. I would wager the Eye heard about our exploits.
Could be.
He's a clever one, our Ram. There's really only one thing for it.
Direct confrontation.
We're going to let him know we care. Then we're going to let him sit with it. Wait for me in the hold. We'll talk to him there. Away from the others. So he doesn't feel like we're ganging up on him.
I would love to, but I really gotta go here since it's nighttime.
The Spindle just arrived. She's here to guide your expedition on the Scry.
Please, call me Isla. I'll direct you to the Archon parts we need.
Hard to believe you actually came. Worried you'll get caught sneaking out?
Please. It's hardly my first time out of the hold.
Ah, you're gutsier than you let on.
That's the one I need.
That's as far as I can push the Scry. Can't stretch the Scry any further.
Well, I would love to not push the Scry. Where's the enemy? Did he jump off? The enemy I had to kill. Great. Oh, you can.
Sleeping balm. I was never a big believer in healing gemstones myself, but there must be something to it if the Enclave authors use them in their alchemic practices.
creepy place. So where does that go? Is that on the map? Sit.
The manifold contains most of the complex and large machinery in Archon's hearth.
I wonder if this is the last map we get.
The incandescent arch houses another loom gate.
Oh shit, these guys killed each other. I love that. Suicide attacks. Was a hero. Here.
On the shelves, you should find a tome titled An Enchanter's Guide to Governing Schemers.
Could I borrow it once you've finished?
Sure. I mean, from what I've heard, it's a dry read. It's just a basic introduction to enchanting the Ark's governing schemer.
Dry? Who in their right mind could possibly find that dry? Just about anyone.
One book on something schemers, as requested.
Arcane Foundry. Every Archon was assembled and enchanted here.
we'll need a pair of otoliths, stones that allow the arcs to sense the environment around them. On a functioning arc, you'll see them placed in paired sockets in their head.
So, the Ark's eyeballs?
Well, in appearance, otoliths certainly look like an arc's equivalent to our eyes, but they're also used for balance and sound perception. So, functionally, otoliths act as both eyes and ears.
Got it. Three out of 3 gates. See another hammer.
The carapace chamber must be where each arc was fitted for its plating.
Built to equip Archons. Watch out for that.
I don't even know where the arc is. Oh.
Got the eyes and ears. Otoliths. You know what I mean.
Is he trying to fight me, or? Health showed up, so I assume he's going to fight. Feel free to hammer your own leg, dude. What's going on over there? It's pretty thick. Why? Why are you in the hand? But I need like one hit. I'm going to shoot an arrow at this guy. Kill him. Yep.
Flame magic. Unpredictable and powerful.
Well, you could have left me alone. Jeez. Suddenly I can't pick up a thing. Another hammer. So I see two. Undiscovered.
Up ahead, you'll find a stockpile of a thin material used for insulating magic. We call it...
Carapace.
Oh, you're familiar with it?
We used it to repair the magic leaking from the loom gate in the outskirts.
Oh, that's genius.
Carapace. Would have been easier to collect it this way the first time around.
The emergence gate is one of several grand gates that was built to facilitate the transport of great archons. Apparently, it's no longer functional.
We got every region on the split. Terrible thing. Let's see you do it. No. Maybe. I bugged out the bug.
This overlook is called the Prodigious Expanse. What a view.
My money is on the books. They are relentless. Guess I'm gonna lose though. It's his fault for late. Is that where the thing is? Okay, so I have no idea.
The march was the passage walked by great and small archons alike to reach wherever they were needed across the Enclave.
I think I can open this door. Could be there, but is it? Okay. What else is... I think I might be in the right place. Let's get out of here. I need to leave. I need to finish this quest.
You're approaching the stockpile of arc armor. I'll need you to collect a few pieces for me.
Resonant Fields is where the Enclave farmed much of its coral.
That's everything we need.
It is. I see the last hammer too.
This will do wonders for my research. If only there was an ark I could try to repair, but alas.
We've got one here in the campsite. It's the one we followed through the veil.
What? Would you...
Need help carrying it to Cassidon's hold?
you.
I'll meet you there with the parts.
Nice. Damn. That was a long expedition. Molten Mirage. Oh. It's like a carpet bomb. Interesting. Alright. Let's take a quick break, and I'll be right back. Uh-oh. I see there's been some bad timing over here. Peter, are you still around? My break? Who's on my break? Well, thank you for the raid.
Two crates of mantle supplies, 4 sets of calm steel bearings, 3 sealed vats of data grease.
Sounds like a wild party you're preparing for.
Not really my scene, Bryn. Do you need something?
I wanted to pick your brains some more, if you've got time.
If I stare at this inventory list for a second longer, I may succumb to madness. Ask away.
Have you thought about what you might do once the Surgeborn are under control?
That's a big assumption. I don't know how things are outside of the Enclave, but in here, we live every day knowing we may not see the next. Doubly so now. Hope for the future is a luxury. We are thin on luxuries here.
Sure. But you have to start planning for the future someday. Would you ever consider running for the Eye's seat?
I would not presume to challenge him for it, even if an election presented the opportunity. If he tripped over his own feet and fell into the ocean, thereby vacating the position, that would be another matter entirely.
So I take it that you're not happy with how the Eye is running things?
It is not my place to question his decisions. He sealed the Surgeborn away, saving us from annihilation.
But he doesn't seem to be happy with you. And you clearly disagree with him on some things. Wouldn't you be a better leader than him?
We have different opinions, but that doesn't mean I aspire to hold his seat. I'm focused on serving the people I represent. That's all.
How's your relationship with the Spindle?
Ida, it's fine. We have a good relationship, I think.
Do you enjoy working with her?
That is irrelevant to the demands of my work, but yes. She's kind and thoughtful and willing to compromise, despite everything.
Everything?
Well, you've met her father. Now imagine if he was your direct superior.
Say no more. Well, thanks. Hope I didn't take up too much of your time. There's just so much to learn here.
It's fine. You're refreshingly nosy. Look at me, sounding like Arakim. Perhaps we did need a breath of fresh air in here.
Need I remind you that your access to Cassidy's hold is restricted?
Oh. I didn't mean to intrude.
You would do well to mind yourself, newcomer, or risk losing the privilege of coming to Cassidy's hold entirely.
I was only looking.
Hello, Sebastian.
Solar. Ring. Hello?
Hey. Listen, we just have something to say. Shh. You're good. Just listen for a second, okay? We know the Eye has you working on some project. We know you two have some kind of connection, and we want you to know it's okay.
Look, Sev, I know the Eye has fancier robes than us, a nicer place, and you can't question his taste in jewelry. But we've got Moxie. Casman cooks a mean stew, and you really can't discount the importance of a hearty meal. You're always welcome around our campfire, is what I'm saying.
Exactly. Anytime you need to talk, apprentice of mine, you know where we are. And we'll listen.
I don't know what to say.
You'll know when it's time. We'll see you at camp, okay?
Yes. Thank you.
Where is the eye?
There. That should do it.
Was incredible.
It was certainly exhilarating.
Are you okay?
Yes, it's just no small feat to power an arc manually. Even a smaller one like this. It takes a lot out of me. We still don't know how the Enclave was able to catalyze an arc's ability to absorb raw magic on its own. Weavers certainly weren't powering them the way I just did.
Still, what a leap forward.
Indeed. You have no idea what this means to me. Thank you for all your help.
Isla, what you did, I have to say, I'm impressed. Perhaps I misjudged your ambitions with the arcs.
Perhaps? That is an understatement. You've never taken me seriously.
Isla, I'm trying to...
Just like you've never taken the Surgeborn seriously. I watched Bryn's expedition to the Underworks.
You left Cassidon's hold. That is against my direct orders.
Oh, just like you ordered to sweep hundreds of Surgeborn under the rug instead of actually doing something about them.
This is your doing, somehow. What have you done to turn my daughter against me?
No one is against anyone. Our Weaver Band is here to help, starting with getting the Surgeborn under control.
Bryn didn't do anything wrong. Working with her has shown me what I've always known, deep down. That you've sheltered me from the truth for too long. And that there are people who value the work I want to achieve.
Isla, this isn't like you. These Weavers have corrupted your mind, or...
Your lies are what's been messing with my head. After all, we both know that's not the only thing you've lied about.
As the Eye, it is my job to hide things from you, from everyone, for your protection. And that's all I've ever done.
I don't want to hear another word from you right now.
Isla.
Just go.
Wow. That can't have been easy.
It was a long time coming. I need to go process all that just happened. But thank you for everything. And when it comes to dealing with the Surgeborn, just know that from now on, I've got your back.
Good to hear. We're going to need it.
Wait, don't process it too much, because I have another quest for you.
Here's everything you asked for.
Ah, just a moment, and I'll prepare the balm. Here you go. And I've written down the recipe for Lane, in case you run out.
Thank you so much.
Have your quartermaster rub a little of the balm on her forehead, temples, and wrists before she goes to sleep. She'll be out in no time.
I hope she's willing to try this.
All you can do is be there. The rest is up to her.
You're right. I'd better get back to camp.
I hope your friend feels better soon.
I'm guessing Staneld family dinners have been awkward lately.
Try non-existent. I wanted to believe my father was a good person deep down, if driven by fear at times. Now, I just don't know.
Definitely not. I only take the worst ones.
Maybe he was doing what he thought was right. We're all capable of making mistakes, no matter how good our intentions are.
I don't see how his fears could have led him to lies this deep.
That's probably because you're braver than he is. You're ready to face the truth, no matter what it costs.
Thank you. And Bryn? My father might be willing to let the Surgeborn take over, but I'm not him. I'm with you, until the end. Whatever it takes. Things between my father and I are... maybe not improving, but shifting. He apologized for not taking my work seriously, and it seemed genuine this time.
Did he apologize for all the lying?
He's trying to make amends for that, in his own way. He's even brought me onto an enchanting project he's been working on. It's hard. Part of me wants the relationship we used to have back. A bigger part of me knows it's gone, for good.
You're probably right that you can't go back. But if he loves you enough to atone, maybe there's a path for the two of you.
I know I need to keep my guard up for now. But truthfully, I want that more than anything.
You are the last person I wish to speak to right now.
What did I ever do to you?
My own flesh and blood isn't speaking to me because of you.
She's not speaking to you because you lied to her.
It was for her protection. Information is power, and I will protect her at all costs. Even from you, if I have to.
And what is that supposed to mean?
It means you will soon learn that we can handle our affairs well enough without your help.
Uh-oh. It's this first.
Ever since we learned of the verdant mines, I haven't been able to stop thinking about them. They were clearly well-resourced in regards to both labor power and knowledge. And they had an extremely intimate knowledge of the Enclave's technology. But I've just connected the dots. We've actually met someone who was around to see their rise and fall. Kenrick Stanild, the Eye, interim leader of the Enclave for upwards of 35 years.
Huh. Now that you mention it.
I don't know if he was involved with the events surrounding the Verdant Mine's attempt to take down the Veil, but he certainly bore witness.
So what are you thinking?
I'd like to send you out on a fact-finding mission for now. Meanwhile, I'll pore over my existing research for clues.
Gotcha. I'll be back when I found everything you're after.
Thanks, Bryn. I'll get to work here, too.
I heard you and Solar confronted Sev in the hold. I know you thought he was doing something, maybe for or with the Eye. I won't pry, but did it go okay?
Solar did most of the talking. Handled it well. And then she used his full name to make her point.
Oh, poor guy. Well, whatever's happening, it's got the Eye excited. He's been moving supplies to the Grand Gate, and Sev's been seen down there too. It's a loom gate large enough for the Great Arcs. I'm still not sure why. He's seconded some enchanters and crafters and sworn them to secrecy. They basically live in a camp down there.
Might be trying to repair it. Sev has a knack for understanding how to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, but why? It bothers me no one seems to know except the Eye.
So, what do you make of the Eye hiding the extent of the Surgeborn threat from his colleagues?
From what I can tell, the Eye wants the same thing as everyone else. Peace in the Enclave. He just has a different way of achieving it.
Right. But lying to his own daughter is hardly justified.
He didn't lie. He merely withheld information.
There isn't really a difference.
Sure there is. Lying is deceitful and often involves betrayal. But at times, secrets are needed for protection.
Who are his secrets protecting? Him or her?
Well, her, of course.
Sev, I'd be careful of people who withhold information. You don't know what they're keeping from you. How are you feeling about our talk with Sev?
Surprisingly good. If there's one thing I know, it's when people are really listening. And that young man knows how to listen. He'll do what's right.
So.
We all wanted to come together to support you, Casmin. However we can. Do you think you're ready to talk about what's going on?
I guess I have been feeling not so great lately. It's hard. I don't know how to tell you what's going on in my mind. Or if I even should.
We're not here to judge. We're here to listen.
You can tell us anything.
It started a while after we came through the veil. Not right away. You all know me. I'm a rock in a crisis. But the aftermath... It's hard for me to come down. Actually, I crashed to pieces in it. I should be stronger, but...
You are strong, Kaz. Falling apart sometimes doesn't change that.
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it these days. After the Surgeborn escaped, I just started getting these... thoughts. Visions. So vivid. They feel like premonitions. Our campsite. Being razed to the ground in the night. Scrambling to find our gear under attack. Each of us being killed one by one. And this voice howling in my ear that it will all be my fault. Unless I do everything in my power to prepare us for it. I know that sounds crazy. But these visions and that voice, it's been getting louder. It keeps me awake all hours of the night. By dawn, everyone else is asleep, even Dam. I'm alone and exhausted. Counting supplies over and over and over. Unable to stop.
That must be lonely.
It is. Opening up to you about this is physically painful. Even while we're talking, that voice keeps going. In the spaces between my words, in every pause, it howls at me for being pathetic and incompetent. How come I'm the only one drowning inside this place? No matter what happens, all of you are able to keep doing your jobs. I mean, I'm the only freak going off the deep end. How stupid is that?
This is nothing to be ashamed of. I know that's easier said than done, but no one thinks less of you for any of this. You can't scare us away. We will be by your side through worse storms than this.
I don't know how you're all still standing by me. But the fact that you are must count for something.
What if we cleaned out the caravan for you while you go rest? Bryn will sit with you until you fall asleep.
I don't know. I don't think I can sleep right now.
I have something that will help. A sleeping balm from the spindle.
Would you be open to trying it?
Maybe, but I'm afraid of what will happen if I go to sleep.
I won't let anything happen. I promise. Do you trust me?
I do. But I've made such a mess of the caravan. I can't let you guys be the ones to clean it up.
We've got this, Casmin. It's okay.
All right. Thank you. This isn't working. I should go help with the caravan.
Shh. Kaz, they're fine. You need to sleep.
But what if Aurea throws away the grains Dan likes for breakfast? Or the sapling uses to rebind their books? Or...
She won't.
I can't just lie here. My skin is crawling. I feel like I might burst if I don't move.
How about we breathe together? Just try it with me.
Fine.
Hey, how you feeling?
I'm okay. I don't feel amazing. In fact, I feel pretty fragile, to be honest. But sleeping helped. Actually, everything you did helped. I don't want to pretend I'm feeling on top of the world right now, or like all my problems are solved. They're not. I know I've got a long road ahead of me, but finally saying out loud all the madness in my mind, and not being shunned or rejected for it. It's like all these awful visions lost some of their power over me.
Sounds like you should keep sharing with us then, so we can have every opportunity to accept you as you are.
Yeah. Why did you do all that for me?
You mean a lot to me, Kasmin.
I do?
I didn't mean it that way.
Yes, of course.
You mean a lot to me too.
I would do everything I just did and more for you, 1,000 times over.
I'm not sure I'm deserving of all that.
You are, Kasmin.
Would you mind reminding me of that sometimes?
Every day, if you'd like. Something on your mind, Kaz? You look lost in thought.
Oh, yeah. I guess it's just strange to think that Arakim, the Axle, and the Spindle were all born inside the Veil. For years after the Surge, it probably felt like the world was ending in here, and yet people were still bringing children into it.
Don't you think the same could be said of outside the Enclave after the Surge?
Maybe. But there's something about being trapped inside this crisis bubble and still choosing to bring someone else into it with you. Doesn't it seem almost selfish? You know what? No, I wasn't there. I shouldn't judge the Hearthsiders.
Maybe it's comforting. No matter what, birth comes with the spring. I think if someone really wants to have kids, they just make it work regardless of the circumstances.
I suppose. I just wonder if that's really what's best for a child.
I guess I've always been of the mindset that there's no perfect time to have kids. At some point, you just need to dive into it, if it's what you want.
Maybe. I'm not really one for diving. I've been reading over those caravan logs you brought in when helping Arik.
A little light reading before bed?
They do help me sleep. You know how important that is. The Enclave had 3 secrets to their trade success. These logs are good insight into how they leveraged that.
And you would very much like to tell me about how they did it, right?
Yes, I do want to tell someone. So brace yourself. So, the 3 keys to their success, right? The first was no wars. The Enclave never fought. Instead, they made it clear with loom gates and the arcs that messing with them was tactically doomed.
So they could trade with everyone, even 2 nations at war with one another.
That was their second key. Unique products. The Enclave was the only place producing their enchantments. Try to declare a trade sanction against them for trading with your foe, and suddenly your foe has an edge you just lost.
That's a deft bit of maneuvering.
Their third key was having access to land and sea trade routes. Renland and Taza both relied on Enclave trade by land. Either one attempting to cut off caravans would provoke a response from the other. And the Enclave's north was unassailable by sea. That's why they built Cassidon's Hold.
Sharing trade knowledge is your happy place, isn't it, Kaz?
Oh yes.
And do you know there's another place that's got 2 of these 3 advantages?
Where?
Your home, Calnhaven.
We don't have access to sea trade. And I wouldn't say we're at peace either. But you're thinking of our steel.
Best in the Maida. And you're the only people who know how to make it. Not only that, but while the Empire would love to put you back under their heel, they can't, can they?
No. Because we've started trading with other nations like Renland who wouldn't want to lose access.
That's peace.
So all we need is a port and we could be Enclave the Second?
Pretty much. I'm sure your leaders...
The Adelrad.
Right. Are aware of that. Probably the Empire too. Just fascinating how history repeats.
If we ever get out of here, I'll talk to my mother about this. Show her life on the roads helped me learn some things.
We'll get out. And when we do, you can say a big hello from us all.
Cipher looks familiar. I'll need to get these back to Lane.
No.
Let's see what we've got here. These all seem to be speeches that the Eye delivered. These are dated 40 years ago, but I could still imagine him saying all of these things today.
think we're really making progress through this. I have a list of all the quests, and there's not a lot left. I think the final chapters will be pretty fast. Okay, we're getting close to Elden Ring time. What? I thought I was trying to get inside.
It's a report blaming the Verdant Mines for an explosion near the Vale. Supposedly, this explosion was the cause of the cyclical miasma floods. But we know that the floods were caused by Asylum. This doesn't add up. Let's see. It seems to be information on Lucia's various projects. There are a lot of redactions here. Seems like someone was trying to hide something.
We're out. I just get that. I'm not spending more time doing all that than I have to.
So what did we find out? Any big revelations?
It's still 3 minutes to go.
What's wrong?
This isn't what I expected at all. I think you need to read this yourself.
Well, sure, but... Alright. This is one of Lucia's journals, right?
Yes.
I washed my hands of it, but they pressed onwards. He was fully aware of what I taught them, of course. What I'd taken from the Institute. And so, he let it happen. He knew they were going to try to pierce the veil, and now dozens are dead. He knew Vile, broke bread with them. But when they and the rest of the Verdant Minds went off to die, Kenrick just watched.
And now read this. A transcript of one of his speeches, delivered around the same time that journal entry was written.
We will root out these dissenter vermin at all levels of administration. Their ideology has claimed too many lives to be allowed to breathe free. In the meantime, to ensure peace and prosperity, martial law is in effect across remaining settlements. So he let the explosion happen and used it for his own political gain. Wow. He's a real piece of work.
He didn't exactly engineer this, but he isn't innocent either. He sat back and allowed the Verdant Minds to try breaking through the veil. Then they unintentionally triggered a huge explosion, conveniently wiping themselves out in the process. And just like that, the Eye had a scapegoat on whom to blame the cyclical miasma floods. He used panic and fear to secure himself a spot as provisional leader. But everyone eventually forgot that provisional bit. I genuinely didn't expect this at all. I thought I'd find out that he'd just been mildly conniving all his life, not this.
So, what do we do about this then?
We need to confront him. He may be the Enclave's leader, but we can still take him to task on what he's covered up.
Wait, what? You really think that'll work?
Yes. I'll present him with our evidence, and he'll have to give us an explanation.
I'm open to the idea. But what makes you think he'll want to speak to us?
I'm confident in my powers of persuasion. I may be young, but a lifetime spent orbiting the seats of power in Judea. Well, let's just say that I know how to appeal to a politician's better judgment.
Well, I trust your judgment.
Excellent. I'll finish writing this dossier, and I'll meet you in Cassidon's Hold. Have faith.
It's not you who I'm lacking faith in. Trust me. Anyway, I'll see you at the Hold.
I won't be long.
Bryn, you okay?
Yeah. Why?
No, really. Are you doing all right? You can tell me, you know. Being point isn't always easy.
Aurea, I'm fine. What's going on? Are you okay?
I had no idea that the point training was so hard on Casmin. Sure, she's seen stress, but leaders should know what's going on with their team. I failed her.
There was no way you could have known what she was going through. She chose to keep it from all of us. But thankfully, we were able to show her it's okay to open up. And that matters more than anything that happened in the past.
I know you're right. It was just hard to see her suffer. And to know she was dealing with it alone for so long.
She's not alone anymore, though.
All the same, moving forward, I just want you to know you can talk to me. About anything. I'm here for you.
I know. Thank you.
We'll go in a bit. I just want to finish this off. We have 3 hours to look at the... We can't find the connection screen.
Why do I feel as if I'm about to have my time wasted?
Please allow me to present my research. I promise it won't take but a moment. I've compiled a dossier concerning an event that occurred in the Enclave around 35 years ago.
And what event would that be, pray tell?
The attempt to pierce the veil. I can only assume you are familiar with the Verdant Minds.
The name rings a bell, though it's been decades, as you said.
They were the subject of many of your speeches. It's interesting that your memory on the subject is hazy.
You'll forgive me for not remembering the exact wording or subject of any of the hundreds of speeches I've delivered throughout my career?
That's not a problem. I can summarize my findings. Firstly, our evidence suggests, with a high level of confidence, that you were aware of the Verdant Mind's plans to pierce the veil. Secondly, in support of that assertion, you gained this knowledge through your close relationship with the enchantress known as Lucia.
I never knew any enchantress by that name.
That's odd, since you seem to have been a recurring character in her personal journals. Though, truth be told, she didn't seem particularly fond of you in the later entries. So, back to the attempt to pierce the veil. You knew...
I knew that it would go poorly.
You knew?
Of course I did. But what does it matter?
You could have stopped it.
But I didn't. Pray tell, Lawkeeper. What goal did you hold in your mind as you traveled here?
I wanted to learn the truth about the past, to uncover what had been hidden.
Lane Free Selectus. That's who you are, yes?
That's correct. Though, I'm not sure how... never mind. But my research...
House Lectus of Udea. It's no wonder you felt the need to make something of yourself. Well, today will not be that day. Nor, I believe, will any. I won't waste my breath debating a jumped-up little snot from a house so consumed by cupidity that it can't even keep its hearths lit. Once a failure of a house, always a failure of a house. And it shows in your insipid rag parading as research.
Did you just call me a jumped-up little snot?
No, I didn't. You must have misheard me.
I...
Will that be all from you? I have other matters to attend to.
Yeah.
Skies! That is enough. Lane deserves better than this disrespect.
You dare to speak of respect? You, who broke into our home, who undid Asylum, who attempts to destroy decades of societal progress.
I'm trying to help rebuild the Enclave, not destroy it. Self-important jerks like you aren't helping.
I have single-handedly held back the tide of oblivion. I'm not self-important. I'm a damned hero. You and your lackey will remove yourselves from my presence, or I'll call the guards.
Bryn, thanks, but it's not worth it. I need to go.
Skies above. I was worried this would happen.
What? Is this supposed to be on fire? Guess it's bugging out.
I can't even begin to explain how I feel. This is a disaster.
Did I make it worse?
No. No, not at all. Not for a moment. You were very kind and strong and supportive and courageous. It reminded me of why I left.
Home.
Everything back there was all about your house. Your actions or intent never mattered. And when I tried to forge a different path in life, the knives came out. I had no real choice but to leave. I thought I had left it all in my past. But now, here we are.
For years, no matter how hard I trained, my last mentor, Aaron, told me I wasn't strong enough to be a point. When he eventually named one of his friends, Aram, the Weaver Band's new point, I was gutted. even though he had no training. Aaron tried to convince me it made sense. Aram is just physiologically stronger than me. Of course, I took the first chance to get out after that. Just like you did. But until then, as much as I tried to ignore what Aaron was saying, a part of me was afraid he was right. Sometimes, when you're told the same thing over and over, you can't help but wonder if it's true. So, what I'm trying to say is that this guy has found his way inside your head. But that'll pass. And it doesn't reflect on the quality of your research.
I appreciate that. I'll try to internalize it. But for now, I think I just need to consider my next moves. It might take a while.
Take all the time you need.
Thanks, Bryn. How did he know?
Lane, are you alright?
I'm just rattled. I never told you or anyone else my full name. Not because I didn't want you to know, or because I thought you'd judge me, just that I'm allowed to hold information back.
And the Eye threw it at you like he'd known you your whole life.
Yes, and he accurately described the state of my house, too. Which is not a secret, particularly, but...
I wonder how he knew.
That's the very question that's been torturing me. As far as I know, we're the only people to ever make it through the Veil, and I was most certainly born after it was raised. There's no other way for information or news to make it through.
Before you ask, it wasn't me who told him.
But that raises the question, doesn't it? Who among us betrayed our trust? And how do they even know in the first place?
To be honest with you, I don't love the idea that we've got someone in our midst sharing information like that. I can't think of anyone in our camp who might intentionally hurt you. But that doesn't make it okay. When we find out who did this, I think you're owed an apology.
Yes, I suppose we'll need to keep our eyes open. Stay vigilant, Bryn. So, we've spoken about stories. The kinds that are lost to time or war. But what about those stories that are yet to be written? What is the story of Bryn, the slayer of Surgeborn, point of Aurea Silverbeak's legendary weaver band?
I suppose that's me in a nutshell, isn't it?
Yes, but what else? I can't help but wonder whether there will be anyone else who's indelibly part of your story.
I'd need to have someone around to champion my exploits. Can't just hand out copies of my journal, can I?
Goodness! If only there was someone around who could shout your praises from the rooftops.
You never know. They could be right around the corner.
We shall have to keep an eye out.
If you're offering, say so. Alright. I guess that's enough. So I have that. Okay, fine. Well then, let's change games. It's time for Elden Ring, Night Rain, or a waiting screen. We'll find out together.